Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to CF Cruz Azul versus Vancouver FC 2026 CONCACAF Champions Cup. Round 1, leg 2, 3-0 on aggregate for Cruz Azul. They're playing at Estadio Cuauhtémoc in Puebla. This tie is over, but might as well watch it. See if we can gain any subs off this stream. Because the numbers have not been great this year. Especially when they're supposed to be. We've started a bit slow. January's whatever, but either way. February. Now we're getting on to the real stuff. And, yeah. I expect better either way. So, is this game over? Most likely. Are we covering it because I need to? Let's be honest, yes. With that being said, enough about that. Did I start early for the same reason? No, I'm just bored. With that being said, CF Cruz Azul contra Vancouver FC la Copa Campeones de la CONCACAF. Primero ronda partido vuelta 3-0 global de la Cruz Azul. Honestly, I just hope Vancouver keeps it within 3. As in on the night. 6 on aggregate, 3 on the night. That's where I hope Vancouver keeps it. Keep it within 3 on the night and 6 on aggregate, and I'll be happy for them. This might be an absolute televised destruction. Wouldn't shock me. We might be watching a televised destruction of Vancouver FC. In Mexico? Oh, Lord. But with that being said, I don't know if I'm trying to wait to do the starting 11s to let this run up or not. But either way, I might wait a little bit closer to the time we normally do the starting 11s. I know I started a little bit early, but so be it. Either way. We'll see how this game goes. Cruz Azul's probably going to beat the hell out of Vancouver, but who knows? The final match of part 1 of round 1. Of course, next week, round 2 begins. Or not round 2, part 2 of round 1 begins. All the MLS teams, save for San Diego, are playing. Of course, the only MLS team to play in part 1 was San Diego, but that's because they were playing a Mexican team. Pretty much seems to me Liga MX gets a half of the first round apart to themselves. And God help the unlucky MLS team that plays a Mexican team. And then MLS gets a round, part of the round to themselves. And there you go. That's what's kind of seemed like in this format. Which, now you make me want to look. I know last year was like that. '23. There we go. CONCACAF Champions Cup 2026, 25, 24, 24. There we go. Boop. Round 1 and round 3. So, part 2, Philly. Part 1, Toluca. Part 1, America. Part 1, Chivas. Part 2, New England. Part 2, St. Louis. Part 1, Vancouver, but they were playing Tigres. So, there you go. Like San Jose or San Diego, my bad. How we doing, son? How we doing? Calvary, Orlando, Part 2. Comunicaciones Monterrey, Part 1. Cavaliers, Cincinnati, Part 2. Mocha, Nashville, Part 2. So, I started a bit early, yeah. This is the only game of the day, and I got down here a bit quicker than I expected. So, I'm bored, so I started early for like 10 minutes early. So what? It is what it is. So, yeah, the first year of this format, the Mexican teams played the first part. The MLS teams played the second part. Same thing happened last year. And Vancouver, of course, played during the first 2 weeks because they played a Mexican team. Part 2, Colorado LAFC. Part 2, Sporting Kansas City, Inter Miami. Part 1, Forge Monterrey. Part 2, Saprissa Vancouver. Part 1, Pumas Calvary. Part 1, Chivas Cibao. Part 1, Real Hope Cruz Azul. Part 2, Antigua Seattle. Part 1, Tigres Real Estelí. Motagua Cincinnati, Part 2. Herediano Real Salt Lake, Part 2. It looked more like a good split because Mexican teams did not get drawn against MLS teams last year. So, I guess because Mexican season starts earlier, they get the earlier part, except for maybe an unlucky team like Vancouver or San Diego. And then the MLS gets the second part because that's closer to when their season starts or the week before their season starts. Like next week, the MLS teams play the weekend before their season starts, save for Miami, of course, because they got a round of 16 bye. So, we have one less Mexican team. I just realized. Yeah, Vancouver's not coming back. Either way, we have a Mexican team eliminated. Out of the 5, 6 we have one eliminated because Pumas choked. Maybe 2, but I would say very unlikely so. We'll have 5 left. America, Cruz Azul, Tigres, Cruz Azul. America, Monterrey, Cruz Azul, Tigres, Toluca. MLS-wise, we have Miami and San Diego through. We know that. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Okay. LA Galaxy, Philly, Vancouver, Cincinnati, LAFC, and Nashville to play next week. So we have 2 teams through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to play. So if there are any upsets, MLS teams are going to get embarrassed. Unless Vancouver has the best performance they've ever had. Very unlikely so, might I add. So 5 teams in Mexico left as it stands. Without any of them played, we have 1, well, besides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 MLS teams left. 2 we know will be in the round of 16. 6 have to play their way in. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, wait, yeah, Seattle. Oh, wait, no, Seattle are in. My bad. That makes it even worse. 1, 2. I miss Seattle. That's my bad. 1, 2. I'm not good at math. Arsenal bottle campaign begun. They'll be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 advanced, 6 to play in. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then, of course, the 2 teams with a bye that aren't American or Mexican Alajuelense and Mount Pleasant. How did Barcelona get destroyed? They did. I didn't watch the game. I heard what Galazzo had to say about it. Sounds like Ademola Lookman did the job. That's what it sounded like to me. So Ademola Lookman. Can't really give you a take if I didn't watch the game. Either way. With that being said, now let's do the starting 11s. Starting 11s for this match. In goal, we have Emmanuel Ochoa. The back three for Cruz Azul. We have Omar Campos. We have Jorge Rodarte, Willardita. The midfield four of Jeremy Marquez, Andres Montaño. We have Luca Romero, Amori Morales. The attacking midfield two of Amari Garcia and Jose Paradela. And up top, Toro Fernandez. And then up top, or here we go, for Vancouver in goal, Callum Irving. The back five, Amori Donor, Paris G, Mateo Campagna. We have Tom Field and Kian Proctor. The midfield four of Elijah Ba. We have Marcelo Polisi, Damiano Pasile, and Luis Toomey. And up top, we have Mohamed Amisi, which, again, that was the guy who played in AFCON in 2019, right? Because we already set that one up. Joan Garcia doing the Onana challenge. Either way, there we go. A 5-4-1 for Vancouver. They're trying not to get embarrassed. I don't blame them. A over 6-0 aggregate is an embarrassment. A 4-0 plus loss is an embarrassment tonight. That's the way I see it. If Vancouver could keep this 3-0 or less, which would make this 6-0 or less, that is sort of a moral victory. And that's exactly what they have to go for, is a moral victory. Then again, well, no. Yeah, and it's so tough for them because they gave away 3 away goals. They have to have a clean sheet and score 3 goals just have a chance to go to extra time. Yeah, that shit ain't happening. But, so, do that what you will. Here we go. Waiting for the game to start. We'll have some fun with it. We'll review it once it's over, and I'll be off tomorrow, and I'll see you on Saturday for the MLS jersey countdown. How we doing, El Nini? MLS jersey countdown. They're all out. All the MLS jerseys have been launched. I will count them down on Saturday night. Sunday morning, I will be live for Canada in their final group stage match at the Olympics. Hockey, of course. Enjoy it because I don't think there will be any hockey games for me to go live for in April and May unless the Leafs get on fire. So if you want me to do hockey games and you like watching me do hockey games, enjoy it over the next week or so during the final group stage game and the knockout stage because I don't think you'll see any in April because the Blues suck ass and the Leafs are not much better. The Leafs might have a slight chance at the playoffs because of the talent they have on their roster. We know damn well they're not going to miss the playoffs by like 10 points. They're going to find a way to miss the playoffs by like 1. You know, like that's exactly how it's going to happen. Haven't experienced one of those years in a while, though. So, hey, that's a 2008 special. Either way. Basically, playoff sports in April and May. If it's not association football, it's probably going to be basketball this year. I know that's shocking because the Raptors are good. and the Leafs suck. I would have called you crazy 6 months ago if you were like, hey, the Patriots are going to make the Super Bowl and the Raptors are going to make the playoffs. And maybe if it was like before the Blue Jays in the World Series, the Blue Jays will make the World Series, but the Leafs won't make the playoffs. It'd be like, what? No joke. Cruz Azul wearing blue, Vancouver wearing white. We're getting ready to go. I'd call you crazy, but either way. What if they both make the playoffs? Shit, I don't know who I'd focus on more. I don't think the Raptors have a real chance to win, and I really don't think the Leafs do either. Probably the Leafs, because it's easier to do hockey than basketball, but I do a couple of basketball games. Either way, enough about that. Sunday morning, Olympic hockey. Sunday night, MLS predictions. 1 live and 2 reviews on Sunday is my point. Monday off, and then we'll see how things go for the next midweek and all that. Wednesday, okay, so that's when Canada could play next. Well, we might have to just build that week up as we go. Teams have walked out. We're getting ready to go. Ain't that some? Either way. Teams walked out. We're getting ready to go. Here we are. What will Cruz Azul do tonight? Will they just beat the hell out of Vancouver, no mercy, or are they going to show some mercy? Weirdly enough, this is a 0-0 draw. I would probably do a review for it because it's Vancouver FC's first CONCACAF draw. It is an empty stadium at Estadio Cuauhtémoc. Jesus Christ. Nobody is there. It's empty. It's empty. Holy shit. Does anybody care? Shit. I mean, I'm sure it is a school night in Mexico, but either way, Ochoa. Can't be that different, right? Campos, Rodarte, Garcia, Dita, Diaz, but still. Jeez. Montaño, Marquez, Romero. Well then, yeah, that's true. Either way, Fernandez and Paradela for Cruz Azul. Depends on how far Puebla is from Mexico City. That probably doesn't help. And that the tie's probably over anyway, but, whatever. Doesn't help, but either way. Which one? Tori Penso's the center ref tonight, an all-woman crew of referees from Pro. So, weirdly enough, this is some of Pro's better referees. Not that it matters. This tie's over, but, Cuauhtémoc. Oh, so you're saying your brother was named after Cuauhtémoc Blanco. Edvin Jurasevich is the VAR referee. Not saying I would, but either way, Callum Irving. Field Campagna G. I mean, come on, you knew where that was going. Proctor, Polisi, Pasil, and Maury Donor. Ba, Misi, Toomey. I know what it's Aztec for Descending Eagle. So you're telling me it was fitting Cuauhtémoc played for America. Is that what you're telling me? To Aztec Emperor. But I'm going to be real. If somebody tells me their name is Cuauhtemoc, my mind's going to go straight to Cuauhtemoc Blanco. I'm sorry. It is. It is. Come on, look at what I'm doing. Of course it is. We're almost about to start Vancouver to kick off. Come on. You could say that it's something different, but I'd be like, who do you root for? Who's your team? You say America, I'll be like, who's your dad's team? Okay, yeah, no. Don't lie. I'm not saying it's different here, but still. And we're off, and that'll be a goal kick for Ochoa. He has the ball at his feet. "28 seconds. So. Hey, at least I have a reason. At least I have an excuse to think Cuauhtemoc Blanco first. I'm not Mexican, and I cover a lot of CONCACAF football. And grew up when Cuauhtemoc Blanco was a star, so even if I wasn't covering that era per se. So I have an excuse. I might know enough Spanish to get by. But should I teach myself Aztec history? Probably. That actually would be interesting. But either way, I'm surprised I haven't really, knowing me. But either way, knowing me, I'm surprised I haven't. But either way, who knows? Okay. I knew what you were saying. I was saying we were kind of on the same page there. I said I have an excuse. But I get that. I mean, a lot of people. But then again, in general, I think there's a lot of cultures that don't know their own history in general. I think that's a problem of, I mean, why you think they say those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it, right? I think that's just a general thing. People don't want to learn, especially on their own. And then, of course, when you're in school and you're taking social studies classes or history classes or whatever, they don't tell you enough, right? Like, it's funny because I think it was Western Civ in high school for me. There were things I learned, yeah, but Western Civ, there was, I think it was Western Civ, and we were learning about World War I, the Weimar Republic, that era. And I knew a lot about that era going in. Also, I think, area studies when it was about China as well, like the Chinese dynasties and all that. I knew a lot about that going in as well. So when I say knowing me, I've definitely done a lot of history or learning a lot of history on my own in general from a lot of eras. Like before I got to it in school. And then whenever I was in school. So, or just in general, I mean, not just history. I mean, dude, why do you think I'm a severe weather expert, you know? It's 4:08, 0-0, 0-0 esta noche, 3-0 global. Cruz Azul gets it cleared. But again, why do you think I'm a hurricane expert and a severe weather expert? I told myself all there is to know about the weather and extreme weather. I'm definitely, in my life, I'm definitely somebody who's taught himself a lot and probably taught myself better than most other people get taught. So I know I'm in a better position than most. So that's not being egotistical. That's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. Neurodivergence is fun. Oh, I am. Don't worry. I just said that. So here's what we're going to do. On Sunday morning, I will be live for their final group stage match against France. And then we'll review that once it's over. So I'll be here at 9:40 a.m. Central, 10:40 Eastern, whenever it starts. I will be live for the Canada versus France game. And then their knockout games, all of them, even if there's a bronze medal game, I will be live for all of those. But you haven't done a bronze medal game for like the AFCON or whatever. Olympics are different. Bronze medals actually matter at the Olympics. It's not what we want, but you didn't do the World Juniors bronze game. It doesn't mean as much. Like, the Olympics are different. Like, the bronze medal, for some reason, when it comes to the Olympics, is honorable. Like, it has a different look to it. I did the World Cup third place game, though, back in 22. And I know nobody cares about that like the freaking Olympics. So, it's not like I never have. I rarely do. Either way, I don't know. Maybe it's because the Olympics. Maybe it's because it's the Olympics and you have that visual of the podium of first, second, and third. Maybe it's just the way the Olympics are subliminally. I don't know. But either way, even if Canada plays third place instead of the final. So, yeah, I'm surprised too. It's early, but I am surprised too. They did get a medal in speed skating, though, short track. There you go. So, either way, they just did. So, 7 minutes in. Either way. So, Sunday morning, hockey. We will be live for Olympic hockey, and we will be live for the knockouts over the next week and change after that. So either 4 or 5 games, depending on where Canada finishes. I think they'll finish with a quarterfinal bye. I'm sure they will, but they're number 1 in the table right now with 2 games to go. So after tomorrow, I think we'll really know. If they win outright tomorrow, I think we're pretty much set up for a top 4 berth, I would say. I don't know if that France game's going to mean much except for like a better seeding in the top 4. But either way, we'll be live for it. If you want them all, Steve Dangle's doing them all. If you want the final knockout or the final group game and all the knockouts, well, shit, we're both doing it. But depends on what you want the most. Basically tomorrow, if you want a live stream for the Canada game, Steve Dangle, SDPN, you're welcome. After that, of course, he's still doing one, but then I'll be doing my own. But tomorrow, it won't feel that different, I don't think. You'll feel right at home if you watch Steve tomorrow. I think you'll feel right at home. I think you will. But either way, I think you will. Either way, waiting for me to start on Sunday, you know. I think you'll feel right at home. Either way. Rory knows exactly what I'm talking about. The rest of you don't. Either way. 9 minutes in. I hope. Saved. Canada is a wagon, though. The men's hockey team is amazing, though. I like what I see. Suzuki, that was awesome. He was awesome. He's awesome. 10 minutes in. John Cooper is pushing all the right buttons. He's a damn good coach. What can I say? Let's not forget, Tampa Bay was one of the best teams of the 2020s under him. I mean, it's not like he ain't deserving of being a good coach. He is a good coach. So, I heard Austin Matthews scored today. Good. Well, I don't know about that. But either way, for the Leafs' sake, it's good as long as he doesn't get hurt. For my sake, not really. Well, I don't know. Either way, 11 minutes in, he scored what was in garbage time. Hey, when you score, you score. You know that it's been tough for him to get goals. He's been getting better recently. As I said, for the Leafs' sake, it's good. The more goals he can score, get hot at the Olympics, the better for us if we want to miss the playoffs by a point or sneak in. Because we all know when the Leafs miss the playoffs, it's going to be by a point. Because of that damn Edmonton game, they're not going to sell. They're not going to sell. We all know now. We know exactly how this is going. That West Coast road trip right before the break, going 3-0 and beating Edmonton at the end of it right before the break, we all know what they're going to do. We all know what they're doing now. We all know. The copium is on. The copium tanks are on. People are huffing the copium. Or the hopium. Maybe both. The Leafs are going to miss the playoffs by a point. They're not going to sell. We all know where this is going. We all know where this is going. Would I wish they missed the playoffs by like 10 points and just completely tank? Well, we weren't going to catch up with the bottom 5 anyway. That's the problem. And then, there's a lottery. We could still have the top 5 pick, but whatever. Honestly, at this point, I don't know what I want the Leafs to do at this point. I don't. That 3-game winning run, I don't know what I want them to do. I'll complain either way, you know. It's like, we didn't sell, so we're basically just giving Boston our first-round pick, and we're going to miss the playoffs by a point. I'm going to be pissed about that unless they make the playoffs. And then, if they tank, I'm going to be pissed that they tank because they should be better than that. It's like, we can't win. I don't know, man. So right now, I'm hoping Austin and Nylander have good Olympics because we all know where this is going. We all know realistically where this is going. Well, honestly, though, I think it's better this time. Weirdly enough, I like the stripes more than the last away kit. Yeah, they pretty much just took the last away kit, took the shields off it, and threw stripes on there. But I like it better, weirdly enough. I don't think I've ever seen a team do this. 0-0. Like, I mean, is it weak? Who's winning? So far, it's a draw. I mean, Cruz Azul's winning on aggregate, but on the night, right now, it's a draw. And Vancouver's defense has been solid. Again, they're not playing badly in Mexico yet. I'm sure the altitude will get to them, but either way, at some point, just like Forge did, but either way. As I said, I just want Vancouver to keep this under 6-0 on aggregate. Just keep it under 6-0 on aggregate. That's what I want at this point. Either way. Puebla's not high altitude. Okay, so, well, fair enough. Okay. But is it higher altitude than Langley, British Columbia? I don't know what they're doing either. Either way, I don't know what they're doing either. Free kick for Cruz Azul. You're doing Defense Force game? Yes, I will. Don't worry. I know you and Son will put my head on a plate if I didn't, so... yes, I am. I'm doing both legs of the Defense Force series next week and the week after. You thought I wasn't? Come on. I know I got to do those. I'd be crazy not to. So. Wednesday the 18th, I'll be live for Defense Force in Philly. We'll have the 7-hour off, and then I'll be back for Cartagena's Vancouver. So here's what the CONCACAF looks like over the next 2 weeks since we're going there. Tuesday, I'll be live for both matches. The 18th, I'll be live for Defense Force Philly. And if Canada plays that late in hockey, I guess it's a double. I guess. We'll figure it out. There's still a slight possibility of that. As I just said about Canada hockey. Either way, Cartagena's Vancouver Whitecaps will be live to review that one. The 19th, we're just live for Sporting versus LA Galaxy because that's all there is on Thursday. Tuesday, February 24th, we're live for both games. Wednesday, the 25th, we'll be live for Vancouver Cartagena's and LA Galaxy Miguelito. And then on Thursday, there's just one game. That's Philly versus Defense Force. So we're live for that, review that. So I'll be live for both legs. Will there be a double with the first leg? Possibly. I don't know. Canada put belt to ass today. Yes. I just said so. $18 minutes. 0-0. 0-0. 3-0 global. Yellow card for Dita. That happened 15 minutes, 4 minutes ago. Vancouver's looking solid. Cruz Azul's looking like they just want to give them mercy, which, you know what? Fair. That works. If this game's like 1-0 to Cruz Azul, I might not do a review tonight. I won't lie. If it's 0-0, Ryan knows Joven joined. I told him, yep. If Cruz Azul, if this is a draw, any way of it being a draw, I will review it because that'd be Vancouver's first CONCACAF point. And they deserve that. If they get bodied, I'll review the game. If they lose 1-0, no. That's boring and there's nothing to do with that game. If Vancouver draws, it's their first CONCACAF point. They deserve a review for that game. For that side of the fan base, if they show up. if they lose 1-0, there's nothing to really talk about for that game so far as I could tell. If they get bodied, if Vancouver ends up getting bodied, then we'll review it because there's something to talk about. So they're not playing them this year, as far as I can tell. Unless they play them in the Intercontinental Cup. If they play them then, yeah, I'll be live for those games. But they got to qualify first. They all got to qualify first. But yeah, possibly, theoretically, if they play each other, yeah, I'll be live for those games in December, yes. Canada minus 2.5, USA minus 2.5, Germany money line, cash out a nice one today. Well, that's pretty good. I'm not a time traveler. I don't believe you till I believe you, or till it happens. 20 minutes in. #21 minute. Player down hurt for Cruz Azul. Vancouver looking solid in Mexico. I'm surprised. I thought they'd get destroyed. I'm not going to lie. They still need to somehow score 3 goals to send this to extra time without allowing any. That's probably not going to happen. Either or. Certainly not both. But you know what? I gotta say, speaking of Defense Force, they're second in CONCACAF coefficient ranking. O&M third, Mount Pleasant first, Sabal fourth. Oh, in the Caribbean. Okay, got it. I gotta say, Martin Nash has done amazing with Vancouver FC. Ever since he's came in, ever since Martin Nash has came in, Vancouver FC has started to at least stabilize. And from where they were, that's a pretty good job. Of course, they got bodied by the Whitecaps, but they fought in that game at BC Place. They drew Forge, they drew Ottawa, they drew Calgary. They lost to Cruz Azul at home, but it's Cruz Azul. They're fighting right now. I like what Martin Nash is doing with Vancouver FC. I really do. Gotby was just he never had a chance. He never had a chance. It just never came together for Gotby. But I think Vancouver FC is on the right track, though. Like, they had the worst CPL season ever. They were the worst CPL team, but most of that damage was Gotby, for sure. Martin Nash is stabilizing, which is the first step. The second step, they're on the right track. Corner. They're on the right track, Vancouver FC. That's the good news. The bad news is, let's see where it takes them. Or how quick they build. Played through, saved by Irving, and he does cover that rebound. Okay, so they worked on the rebound covering. Good. Because that's why they lost 3-0 last week, because he couldn't cover rebounds to save his ass. To save his own life. So do with that what you will. If you're a goalie, and this line is very prescient, if you're a goalie, tend the goal. If you're a goalie, tend the goal. That means cover rebounds. I was disappointed. I like Bad Bunny. I like his music, but he could have done better. Like, I feel like he was one note. I feel like he never really changed his tempo, his energy, when there were times to change energy with the songs through his sake. tempo, pitch, range. He didn't do any of that. It was one note. I think he had a good message with his halftime show. We are all America. Love can defeat hate, all that. I agree with the message, but the music was a letdown, at least from Bad Bunny. Lady Gaga did amazing. She always does. Ricky Martin, amazing. I think Ricky Martin was... Dude was aura farming, I won't lie. I thought Ricky Martin was the best part of that halftime show. I really do. I want a full cover of the Hawaii song from Ricky Martin. I do. I expected better out of Bad Bunny overall, but I do love the message of his halftime show. I thought the casita was amazing. I did like the stage. I did like the staging. I know his music has a range of emotions, and he never really played into that. It's like he was more focused on the message and the staging, and I can understand that to a certain extent, but, you know. Maybe. But I think he did it the wrong way. Weirdly enough, because I think he tried to keep the energy of his music down, but it's not the music that was controversial per se. I think he didn't get it. Or, I don't know, maybe conservatives don't know what the hell they're complaining about, and that's why he kept it milquetoast and neutral. I don't know. I don't know. Because the message, I think a lot of people are agreeing with it. Even people you would expect not to agree with it. Or at least the fact that his message resonated. I mean, the staging was very, very respectful of Puerto Rican traditions and heritage, and it showed the history of that country and what being from that country means. I expected the music to be more energetic. That's it. I mean, I think the staging was amazing. The message was good. I just think the show overall was a little bit of a letdown. I think if you actually went to a Bad Bunny concert, if you liked him, it would be more what you expect. And that's the way I was looking at it. But either way. Well, that's just sad. So, but the fact that musically the best part of the halftime show was Ricky Martin, that's a little bit, dude. I mean, I like Ricky Martin, don't get me wrong, but, and dude's still got a voice of gold. Dude's not aged at all, really. Eminem, LL Cool J, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Super Bowl 56. 90s hip-hop. 90s, 2000s hip-hop, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, LL Cool J, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Kendrick was part of that for a little bit, yeah. Weirdly enough, Kendrick did a full Super Bowl halftime show, and he was a guest a couple of years before. Bad Bunny did a full Super Bowl halftime show, and he was a guest back in 2020. So, and that's some pretty poignant ones as well. So, either way, but yeah, Super Bowl 56, like that. Nothing's going to beat that one. Nothing is. Like, nothing's going to beat that one. Nothing's going to beat that halftime show. Well, okay. It's that or Prince, but that was past, you said past 10 years, not all time. Like, that's still top two. Like, it's tied for me. Like, it's a debate for me. But all time Super Bowl halftime shows, or at least in my lifetime, Prince is 1A, 1B with that Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop halftime show. It's 1A, 1B. In my lifetime. Probably all time, but at least, unless I'm missing some, but Prince was amazing in 06. So, Creed halftime show. Honestly, I would love that. I like Creed. So, I don't know if they do it, but just for the memes, just for the memes. Like, you gotta have the freaking acrobat riding on the freaking curtain and shit. Like, I mean, of course, Scott Stapp would actually have to sing this time instead of obviously lip sync, but, let him just lip sync higher for the memes. Straight up, for the memes. I don't know. But I legitimately, the sad thing is I saw a Howard Stern interview where Billy Joel said he would never do the Super Bowl halftime show. He never said anything about the World Cup, though. He never said nothing about not doing the World Cup, though. Because the World Cup, even the Club World Cup, wasn't as high production, which that was his main problem with the Super Bowl, is it's a high production, more of an event. The World Cup is still going to be on that stage at the Dreadlands. And that's the only place they were, was that stage on top of the stadium. The Club World Cup. So maybe I would assume so, yeah. But either way, maybe. Like, Billy Joel's big problem with that in the interview was the production value. Doesn't seem to me FIFA's going all bells and whistles like the Super Bowl did. I'm not saying it's all the music, but maybe they could tell him, hey, it's New Jersey, it's New York. You, Springsteen, and who else? Damn it. Springsteen, Billy Joel, and I said somebody else, didn't I? That was New York. But either way, I beg that Coldplay jackass, Billy Joel, the World Cup Finals in New Jersey, New York, New Jersey. Billy Joel is New York, New Jersey. If he could perform, get him. I will freaking mute the freaking microphone and you're just going to see me smile. I'll listen to that halftime show. If that happens, like. He never said nothing about the World Cup. I will cope with the fact the World Cup is not the same sort of production value as the Super Bowl. But no, they're going to get some jackass that nobody gives a fuck about to be at the World Cup in freaking New Jersey that has no connections to New York and New Jersey. I'd accept Springsteen himself. At least he's from New Jersey. And I like Bruce. I still like Bruce Springsteen's music. I still do. Oh no, either way. But enough about that. Free kick for Cruz Azul. Free kick for Cruz Azul. 0-0, 0-0 esta noche, 3-0 global. 3-0 on aggregate. Played through, shot saved by Irving. He rebounds it. That's cleared. Oh, Lord. And so they aren't working on the rebounds. Bad. Shot blocked away. Vince Trocheck and the Habs. That's actually would be a good move for Montreal, for sure. Honestly, he does. It's like he reverse aged, let alone not aged at all. You're honestly right. I'm doing fine, Mile High. I'm fine. Playing forward. In through. Here's a chance. Cruz Azul. Shot. Goal. 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 Luca Romero. Pulled down in the box, but he scores anyway. In through. Just squeezes through and rolls the ball into the net as he gets pulled down. 1-0. 1-0 esta noche. 4-0 global. Cruz Azul finally gets theirs. It was bound to happen. 37th minute. Nice pass. In through, brings it down as he gets pulled. That was coming, yeah. I mean, Vancouver's been solid, but just they're not as talented, so it was going to happen. 37th minute. 1-0 on the night. 4-0 on aggregate. 1-0 esta noche, 4-0 global. Can Vancouver keep them from scoring less than 2 more? Yeah, I could see this review becoming more of an if I were you type video. Probably. Either way, playing for Cruz Azul, 38th minute. Playing forward, 39th minute. 39th minute. Cross in, blocked away. Vancouver shot save. Be a goal kick. Man, I thought. Amisi with a shot, some power on it, but it goes straight to Ochoa. Bob played it down, got taken down in the box. See if there's a VAR check. I would assume not, but let's see. Is it possible there's a VAR check? Drop ball. '41st minute. Huh. I'll tell you this right now. If Patriots Seahawks is the NFL kickoff game in Seattle next season, I'm going to tell you this right now. Thursday night kickoff, if it's Patriots Seahawks in Seattle, a Super Bowl rematch, I will go live for that one. And out of boots, side netting. That'll be a offside goal kick. If they put week 1 Patriots Seahawks on Thursday, I will do that one live. Straight up. Ugh. So you'll at least get that. I really would want that rematch. I don't lie. I won't lie. I really want that rematch upset. I really do. The game was horrible. Detroit on Thanksgiving. At Detroit on Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. Mississippi State don't play on Thanksgiving Day. We might. I don't know. We'll see. That'll be a good one, too. Blocked away. That's out for a corner for Cruz Azul. Mexico beat Trinidad 2-1. We're not going to the U17 World Cup. Damn. That sucks. Corner. Ball crossed in. Header. Shot off the crossbar. I have not seen any of those. No. Haiti, Jamaica, and Cuba going. That is a crazy freaking set of teams to go to a U17 World Cup, I swear. That's something, man. 45th minute. 45th minute. Cross in, cleared away by Vancouver. They are being a little bit dangerous now. Wide. I don't know why, considering defensively they're just, I think they've lost their brains defensively. Four minutes of stoppage time. Four minutes of stoppage time. Let's see what happens for half. .46 minute. Shot! Goal! Goal! Cruz Azul! 2-0. Luca Romero acts like he got the touch. 2-0. 2-0. 5-0 global. Cross in and he heads it in. Luca Romero does get the header in. Ball crossed in to the far post. And oh my God, Irving. Jesus Christ. Lord, that was horrible for him. Luca Romero. Goal. His second of the night. 45+1. $2-0 on the night, 5-0 on aggregate. 2-0 esta noche, 5-0 global. Cruz Azul. Lordy, that was bad. Yep, this is going to get ugly. Cross in over the top. Brought down. Still in boots. Cleared away. And he just played it straight offside. Okay, well, that makes more sense. Vancouver FC. Playing forward. Out for a throw. This is a freaking destruction of a game. Or it could turn into that, I should say. So what, about 30 minutes of Vancouver FC putting up a good fight? 37 minutes of them putting up a good fight. Other than that, Cruz Azul have not been scored against in Champions Cup since April 23rd, 2025. They have won since 1-0 against Tyrese, 5-0 against Vancouver, 3-0 against Vancouver FC, and 2-0 so far. The 5-0 was the Whitecaps. The Lords of Vancouver, the Kings of British Columbia, Cruz Azul. What? That's crazy. One Soccer confused the Whitecaps for Vancouver FC. That's just... '50th minute. And it's halftime. Halftime, 2-0 at the half, 5-0 on aggregate. Dos a 0 esta noche, 5-0 global. Cruz Azul líder de la serie. Miro tiempo. We'll talk about the stats of the half, get this one going, sit tight. We will be back. 45 more minutes of the first part of the first round of this tournament. And then next week we have part 2 of the first round. And then weeks after that we got round of 16. Vamos! But we will take a short break. We will be back. This is about to be a disaster. Sooner rather than later, I'd say. Possibly. We'll see, though. Sit tight, be back. Miro tiempo, halftime. We're back for the stats of the half. We got 73% possession to 27% possession, 9 shots to 1, 4 shots on goal to 1, 272 accurate passes, 85% to 85 accurate passes, 74%, 3 fouls to 9, 4 corners to 0. We got 9 shots to 1, 30 shots off target to 0, 4 shots on goal to 1. We got 319 passes to 115, 85% pass accuracy to 74% pass accuracy, 9 throws to 7, 1 offside to 1, 1 yellow card to 0, 0 red cards to 0, 2-0 at the half, 2-0 medio tiempo, 5-0 global, 5-0 on aggregate. Cruz Azul are the better team. They finally broken through. They should be a little bit ahead more than they are, but Vancouver's defense was solid for 37 minutes, but they finally broke down, as you would sort of expect to happen. Cruz Azul just out-talenting them for sure in general. And that's pretty much where this game is. Vancouver's put up a good fight, but it's just a dearth of talent. It's just the best team in CONCACAF. Well, defending champions, I won't say the best, but top 3. Defending champion versus the worst team in the CPL. Of course it's going to get ugly, and it's starting to get a bit ugly. I'm doing good. Enjoying this game, going to review it, and then, yeah, we're doing good. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Hit that hype button as well. Send super chats on the live streams. Let's get this one going, y'all. With that being said, let's get this one going. I'm happy Cruz Azul is winning, says Soccer Guy. Me? I'm not surprised. But we'll see where this goes. $45 more minutes. $45 more minutes to go. And we'll see if Vancouver could keep it close. As I said, to me, their biggest thing was a moral victory, which was make it less than 3-0. Keep it less 3-0 or less. And keep it 6-0 on aggregate or less in this tie. Probably not going to happen, I would say. And we're getting ready to go. Of course, we've had 5 ties. San Diego beat the hell out of Pumas. Tigres beat Forge FC. America beat Olympia on aggregate. Monterrey beat Xelajú. Cruz Azul beating Vancouver FC. So 4 of the 5 Mexican teams that played in Part 1 advanced. Pumas embarrassed themselves. So we've already lost a Mexican team. we will not lose another until the round of 16 at the very least. MLS, they'll play their part, of course, next 2 weeks. We'll see if we lose any of those MLS teams. But there's a very good possibility we have 5 Mexican teams, 9 MLS teams, and then the 2 byes of Mount Pleasant and Alajuelense in the round of 16. Out of the 16 teams. MLS over half. There's a possibility of that. But we'll see. Do you think LA Galaxy will do all right this tournament? Yeah. I mean, I would say yes, because you look at the bracket. Oh, there we go. That's different. You look at the bracket, and I thought I hit the Champions Cup. All right, now I think Galaxy will improve. Yeah, I think they've built their team to survive. I don't know about thrive, but play solidly without Ricky Puig. I think they've built their team well, that they can play well without him. And then once he comes back, they could play well with him. I think they've done better at that this year. Galaxy versus Sporting San Miguelito, I think Galaxy wins that. I think Galaxy beats Mount Pleasant. If you count a quarterfinal run, I think they're a playoff team. I think they're a top. I think they're top 9 to top 7 this year. Galaxy, without Ricky Puig. And if you think a quarterfinal run the Champions Cup is good, well, they'll do well, because I think they'll make the quarterfinal and then get bodied by Toluca over 2 legs. Which, I mean, if you think that's good, playing a quarterfinal tie while having a prelim round tie, if you think that's a good run, they won 2 ties before they got bodied. I mean, that's a semi-deep run. They're top 8. I don't know how you would look at that, to be fair, but either way. But I think LA Galaxy, I think LA Galaxy is a team where this year, no, they're not as good as the 2024 team. They're not as bad as last year's. I think they're a wild card team, low in the playoffs, but not a wild card team. From like 6th to 9th in the West without Ricky Puig. I think they have signings that'll get them to the playoffs. If he's healthy enough to play in the playoffs, that might be a positive. If not, they'd probably get beat pretty early. But I think what it is for the Galaxy is make a little bit of a Champions Cup run, do enough to be good enough to make it back without basically set them up for success later on, and hope he comes back a bit earlier. In the second half, here we go. Second half, here we go. Playing forward. 45th minute. Brought down. Blocked away. Here comes Cruz Azul. Cruz Azul crosses in. And that's going to bounce away. Vancouver gets lucky there for a second. I don't know about either way. '46th minute. Playing forward. Blocked away. '58th minute. Ball crossed in. Header. Nobody there. Clear away and Cruz Azul bounces it. That's out for a corner. Blocked away and bounced out for a corner. Cross in. Shot blocked away. Damn, season 4 of MLS on Apple TV. That's crazy. Doesn't feel like it's been 4 years. Jesus Christ. Time flies, boys. Time flies. That's crazy, man. Time flies. Playing forward, 50th minute. Shot. Save. Wide. Or I think it just went wide. Amisi puts it wide. Amisi missed. Tried to take a shot and just pulled it wide. Goalie probably would have got it if it was on frame, though. '51st minute. '51st minute. Playing forward, Vancouver FC. Can they find a way to score? Nope, cleared away. I just want to see them get their goal. Jesus. At this point, you know. Over the top, Cruz Azul. Cross in, out for, no. Still in, nope. Out of boots. Goal kick. Out of boots. Playing forward. Oh, saved. And right back for a rebound. Shot in through over the bar. Is that the first over the bar of the year? First one I can remember. 53rd minute. I'm still short. You mean high school? I'm still short. See, here's the thing. If God made me tall, I'd be too powerful. God had to... God had to nerf me in some way. He made me short. If I was tall, I'd be too powerful. That's just the way it is. I still win even though I'm short, so. It is what it is. Height doesn't measure heart, boys. It doesn't matter. But if I was tall, I'd be too powerful, so. Playing forward. Playing forward. Oh, Cruz Azul. Player down hurt. Garcia, 57th minute. Any New Zealand games? Probably not. Not in March. Not in March, probably. Are you trying to, like... What, do you want me to do the all-day streaming football challenge? Is that what you want me to do? Ay, ay, ay. I don't know if that would end well for me. Got FIFA playoffs, FIFA series, UEFA playoffs, and friendlies, and Canada friendlies. I don't know if that would end well for me. Finn Sermon's going to be leading the defense for New Zealand. Two, four, six. The stream-a-thon. I don't know. Playing forward. It's an idea. I don't know. Oh! Regular show reference. Nice. Nice. It's time for you to go to the moon. Synchronized. Don't look at our crotches while we synchronize our watches. Boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Synchronized. Free kick for Vancouver FC. Ball crossed in. It's time for you to go to the moon. Who else? My mom. '59th minute, 60th minute, 2-0. Goated show back when life wasn't war and death. Let me tell you, growing up is just, that may just be growing up. You know, like, I miss all that stuff. Like, I miss regular show. I miss Goated SpongeBob. I miss all that. I miss Drake and Josh. I miss CDs and freaking GameCube. Well, I still have a GameCube, but you get my point. PlayStation 2. Save. Goal! And Cruz Azul scores. Bounced off the goalie and in. It's 3-0. Luca Romero with a hat trick. You know, I think that's just growing up. I was never a Disney kid. And I'm a bit too, well, I was in high school when Henry Danger first came out, or was it junior high? Either way, I never really liked Henry Danger. Like, that was at the tail end of everything for me. And I was never a Disney kid to begin with. Like, the only Disney show I really liked was Gravity Falls. I also like Steven Universe. And Adventure Time. Luca Romero. '62nd minute. Henry Danger got goated memes. Again, let's remember, I'm 26. That show came out in 62. 3-0, 6-0 on aggregate. 3-0 esta noche, 6-0 global. For me. So, again, it was a little bit. But you watched the All That reboot back in 2019. Yeah, because it was All That. Why wouldn't I? They brought back All That for like a year. Why wouldn't I watch the reboot? It was not the same. Oh, and also, they also had Kenan Thompson on there. They also had some of the old All That legends on there. They knew it. Like, they had Kenan Thompson, Josh Server, Kel. Of course I watched the reboot. You're crazy. More because of Kenan Thompson, Josh Server, Kel Mitchell, and then Lori Beth. Then when they brought in Lisa Foyles, and I think Danny Tamborelli was on there once. I watched it for the legends, not the new cast. The new cast was okay. But I watched it for Kenan and Kel and Josh Server. Disney was never good. Red Pill, Disney was never good. Mesquita coming on for Vancouver. Red Pill, Disney was never good. Never was. Marcelo Policio for Mesquita was never good. It was always Cartoon Network and the Splat, the Orange Splat Network for me. Always was. Always was. Rugrats, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Drake and Josh, all that. Brothers Garcia. Figure It Out. Get the Picture. On the Games channel. The Game Show channel. Guts. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Finders Keepers. Even though all those were recorded back in the 90s and they were just showing reruns, which took me a while to find out that was the case. I think I started realizing it when, like, Yes Dear was on TBS. And that was a show that Mike O'Malley was on, and he hosted Guts. and he looked a bit older. I'm like, that's the host of Guts. Then I realized that was a show from the 90s, and it was reruns. That's when I realized it was reruns on the games, all the game shows. That's when I realized it was reruns. Arcade? Oh, yeah, Arcade, yeah. Yeah. Let's see, what else? Timmy is an average kid that no one understands. Mom and Dad and Vicky always giving him commands. There you go. My Life as a Teenage Robot. Remember that? Kappa Mikey, Making Fiends, Jimmy Neutron, Mr. Meaty. Man. Amanda Show, Ned's Declassified, Romeo, Just Jordan, Just for Kicks. I can go on. I could go on. Dance on Sunset, not that that was that good of a show. iCarly, Victorious, Salmon Cat. Header, goal, 4-0 for Cruz Azul. And this time it is a header from Rodarte scores a header. Jorge Rodarte scores. $4-0, 7-0. 68th minute, ball crossed in and header. So, yeah. Let's see. Mighty B. Barnyard, back at the barnyard. Let's see. What I'm forgetting. I liked Fanboy and Chum Chum. I did. I thought that was a good show at times. At times. Playing forward. That reboot figured out with Jeff Sutphin instead of Summer Sanders. Man, I was so let down. Man, when they rebooted Figure It Out without Summer Sanders, I was so let down, man. Taryn Campbell coming on for Vancouver FC. Like, she's barely even aged now, Summer Sanders. But back in 2012, she didn't age at all from the 90s on. And they had to bring on Pick Boy, Jeff Sutphin. Yeah, Jeff Sutphin wore the Pick Boy costume on You Pick Live. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about that. Who will Cruz Azul face the round 16? Monterrey. It'll be Monterrey. Yeah, Monterrey. I know, but that was a nostalgia kick. That's all. Monterrey. Yep, Monterrey. I mean, Ange Postecoglou was right. I mean, he got screwed. Tottenham does not practice what they preach. They don't. They're a garbage team. You know, and frankly, it'd be funny to see them get relegated. Shot wide. No. No. I mean, I'm not sure how good Cincinnati are right now. I say no. I think Cincinnati still loses to Tigres. I think if it was Tigres could lose that tie if they play down to them like they did Forge, but I don't trust Cincinnati as far as I could throw them. Again, like Cincinnati has to win a big playoff game for me to trust them. Cincinnati has to win a big CONCACAF tie for me to trust them. I don't trust them. I don't trust Cincinnati. Small club Spurs. Yeah. This is a different MLS in 4 years. They just lost to them last year. Yeah, they did. Playing forward, 73rd minute. Only thing in there was the altitude. Honestly, James Rodriguez is going to smoke TFC this season. I think a lot of teams are going to smoke TFC, to be clear. I don't think it's going to get it's not going to be pretty. Playing forward, Cruz Azul. Shot, goal, 5-0. Dear Lord. Ibanez scores. Now I think we're getting to the point where a review is useless again. Yeah, I think I'm just going to finish the stream. And then push on, because this is just, it's just getting sad now. Dear God. Cruz Azul scores 5-0, 8-0 on aggregate. 5-0 esta noche, 8-0 global. Dear God. Vancouver is falling apart like a cheap suit. My God. Ugh. Like, Cruz Azul's the way better team, yeah, but this ain't just, this is an ass kicking. '74th minute, Ibanez scores. Like, I don't even think I could really do If I Were You Vancouver FC take anymore after this. No, you're just bad. Like, Martin Nash might be a better manager than Gultby, but you're just bad. There's a difference. No, you suck. No, this probably won't happen during the CPL season. No. You probably won't get 5-0 on the road or at home for that matter. No. But my God, you are still garbage. I know. This is Vancouver FC. This is the team that fell bottom of the league in the CPL. Even though they made the Can Champ final, that's the only reason they're here. They got lucky. Well, lucky is the right word. Vancouver FC finished last in the CPL. I agree with that. Vancouver, Cruz Azul rules Vancouver. That's about as much as I could say. Cruz Azul rules the city of Vancouver. The city of Vancouver is blue with a red cross on it. That's what it is. I just hope Vancouver FC didn't get the shits. Well, no, it would be worse if they did, actually, realizing who they are. It would be worse than this. No, Atletico Ottawa plays next week, and Vancouver Whitecaps play next week. So there's still 2 Canadian teams left, 1 CPL and 1 MLS. With that being said, though, yeah, I think I'm going to finish the stream and that's it. No review tonight. I'll see you Saturday for the kit ranking. Whitecaps can make it far, though. I agree. Hopefully Miami makes it farther. Yeah, I think at this point, like 0-0 or a draw would have been a good review because Vancouver FC would have got their first CONCACAF point. Kind of have to respect that. 3-0 would have been an okay review because it would have been close, but not too much of an ass kicking. Vancouver FC would have got their moral victory. This is just sad. There's nothing really for me to work for here. I could have worked more with a 0-0 draw or a 1-0. A 1-0 win wouldn't have been worth a review. A draw would have been because Vancouver would have got their first CONCACAF point. But if it was 1-0 Cruz Azul, that wouldn't have been worth a review. That would have just been they got a goal but showed mercy. 3-0, I've been like, okay. 5-0's more like, yeah, no, this is just a murder on live television. Cruz Azul, Vancouver FC may be dead, but they're still getting fucked. Still, Ottawa kid Sergei Kozlovsky, Kozlovsky, we'll go with it. A baller, keep an eye out on him. Canada U20, okay. Vancouver FC might be dead, but they're still getting fucked. Vancouver FC are participating in the Hannibal Lecter Challenge. Hannibal Lecter has taken his seat. I know I did. I know. It's that last part. I think I'm running on E. I'm not going to lie. Right now, I think I'm running on E a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it'll probably be a 6 goal. Cristiano Ronaldo to MLS is happening. What are your thoughts on the rumor as of now? I don't know what the hell. I don't know if he's staying in Saudi. I don't know if he's going to break his strike or not. I don't know. I think the man's lost his damn mind. Like, the dude's going for the most amount, or 1,000 goals? And now he's going to try to ruin his career by shooting himself in the foot? Nobody wants him. Like, dude, just play, get your goals, and retire, man. I don't know why he's being such... I guess he feels embarrassed. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see Cristiano in MLS. Wouldn't be bad for me. But, I don't know. Crossed in, cleared away. Lewandowski, come to the fire. Shot saved. Well, that would make a lot of sense. You know why? And you might be from Chicago, so this might be obvious to you. There's a big Polish diaspora in Chicago. The Polish built that city, or had a big part in building that city. Lewandowski is Polish. It would make a whole lot of damn sense if Robert Lewandowski played for the Chicago Fire. I think he'd be very good in MLS too, but, like, it would just be right. Like, I mean, yeah, of course. Toronto, it would be nice if he played for Toronto because we actually need a striker. And at this point, I'll accept anything that's actually worth a damn. But knowing what the Polish mean to Chicago, he should play for the Fire. San Jose got Timo Werner. I know. I think that's garbage. But, oh, trust me, I got one loaded up. I love that San Jose Grateful Dead kit. I really do. Their tie-dye jersey, I love that jersey. It's going to be, I'll give you this for free. It's going to end up pretty damn high on my jersey ranking list on Saturday. As in, like, top 5, top 3. San Jose's never seen top 5 in their life. Or top 3. Or top 1. I got a joke lined up for them. I got one in the chamber for them. Don't worry. Pretty sure Chicago has the largest population of Polish people outside of Warsaw. Oh, so you are from Chicago. Okay. You new here? The jerseys this season are fire. In general, yes. Chicago, I think there's a solid. I don't think they did anything too crazy. If you talk about the Fire. I think their jersey is solid, but well, I mean, it might be. I mean, my hairline isn't the best. That might be true. I am, but I'm here for my Cruz Azul. Okay. Says Santoyo. Some of the jerseys, not all. I would agree with that. There's always some letdowns. I like our jersey. We needed something after the whole Fire crown. I don't disagree. They should be wearing red. Like, here's the thing about the Chicago Fire. Like, if they going to go with red, you can't really go too crazy. You really can't go on a limb. Their home jersey should look a certain way. If they go out on a limb, they're wrong. Which, there were times where they went out on a limb. When they went navy. When they put the Fire crown. When they still went navy for a while before they went back to red. Oh, yeah, they went navy when they went, with Fire crown. They look the way they should. I still like the old crest a little bit better, but, as in the first crest. But, that ship sailed. But, they look the way they should. They wear the color they should be wearing. With the hoop. You can't really. That's the problem. I like when teams. See, for those about to rock, fire. Man, if Toronto could actually beat them, I might bring that back. Man, if Toronto could beat the Chicago Fire, maybe I'll actually bring that back. '86 minute. I don't know. Now that I might bring back. I mean, I'm surprised too, but I don't know. It's kind of like them bringing back Miguel Almiron, I feel like it's a nostalgia play. I mean, Tata Martino's still an okay coach in MLS level, but I feel like this is either going to work out amazingly and they're going to get back to where they should be, or you would expect them to be, or it's going to be a nostalgia play that fails horribly. It's either or, and I don't know exactly where I think it's going yet. Hey, well, if it's Robin Fraser, you're probably not going to lose. If they call the Pirate, you will lose. But I don't think they're going. I'm starting to realize. I'm starting to think they probably won't. So you'll probably be fine. You'll probably be fine. But they beat 2 Korean teams. Get the fuck out of here. Like, what does that do? Toronto beat 2 Korean teams in preseason. One, it's preseason. Second of all, MLS is better than the K-League. In my opinion. Especially the best teams in MLS. So you're telling me at best Toronto's a freaking wild card team? Yeah, Stockio's going to LAFC. Toronto tried to get him. It didn't work. I think you want a short-term deal to go to LAFC and then you go and back to Europe after the World Cup. A couple, like over the last 2 weekends during preseason, like the past 2 weekends, preseason games, they just happened. They beat Incheon and Jeonbuk. Yeah. Start winning MLS games and I'll stop complaining. Hey, I'll stop saying call the Pirate if Robin Fraser could start winning games that actually mean something. I don't think he will. 89th minute. It's not like I want him to fail. I just think he is going to fail. There's a difference. I think he is failing. There's a difference. And I don't think there are many people who could succeed with the club. It takes a certain type of person to win. That's the thing. And he ain't that person. So, and there ain't many. I'm predicting Tata Martino might not impact Atlanta as much as 90th minute. Shot, cleared away. Just blow the whistle, man. Blow the whistle. He did last time. I don't know if the right talent is there. Yeah, I would agree with that to a certain extent. 90th minute. No, I need more blood, lol. That's goal! No! Tapped in! Tapped in for Cruz Azul. Okay, that's just mean. Offside. I was offside. That's just mean. Throw the damn towel! Throw the damn towel. I mean, it went off the post, but I don't know. I don't. That's probably going to end up being a goal. That's just mean. I didn't even see the stoppage time. How much? Huh. It's out for a goal kick. 1 minute of stoppage time. Goal kick. Full time. Well, there you go. Full time. That was barely anything. Full time. There we go. 5-0 on the night. 8-0 on aggregate for Cruz Azul. Painful to watch. 5-0 esta noche. 8-0 global. They finished as the runner-up in the Canadian Championship, and Vancouver Whitecaps finished high enough in the MLS Supporter Shield table that the runners-up of the champions or the Canadian Championship could qualify. So basically, Vancouver Whitecaps were so good last year that their Canadian Championship winning spot went down to the runners-up. So Vancouver FC got lucky that they went on a cup run, basically, while being the worst team in the league. GG's. Yeah. So you're saying a podcast. What's the difference? So you're saying just a regular podcast is basically what you're saying then. Okay. I mean, go get him a podcast, Mike. If you want to, I didn't say I had to do it. It's like Pumas getting lucky. I think I need some co-hosts. I have no idea who those would be. I do not have a Adam Wilde and Jesse Blake to bounce off of, so to speak. Rory knows exactly what I'm saying. But either way. With that being said, 5-0 on the night, 8-0 on aggregate, 5-0 esta noche, 8-0 global. I'll see you on Saturday because this is just overkill. There's no reason to do a review. This is overkill. I'll see you on Saturday. We have a day off tomorrow. I'll see you Saturday for the MLS kit ranking stream, which is RSR labeled, but whatever. MLS kit ranking stream. I'll be live for that because I have to show the PowerPoint in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, to show the pictures of the kits and all that, you know. Either way. Sunday, we'll be live for the Canada-France hockey game on Sunday morning. On Sunday night, we'll have the MLS predictions video on Sunday night for the season. MLS 2026 predictions. Monday, we're off. Tuesday, we will be live for CONCACAF games. Wednesday, Canada hockey game in the morning or early afternoon. CONCACAF games in the evening and later night. And we'll go there when we go there. But either way, Friday off, Monday off, Saturday, Sunday, we got content. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we got content. Friday, too. MLS, Toronto FC season preview, of course. With that being said, I'll see you on Saturday. Have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing rest of your Thursday. Have an amazing Friday. I'll see you later. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See ya. Jesus, man.